Well, it's the last stop before WWE Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view event. I can't believe we're getting there. Happy 4th of July to everybody that is watching this. And now it's time to talk about Monday Night Raw for the July 3rd, 2017 edition. Honestly, I only want to talk about one or two things from this show. The rest of the show, it was just filler. It was stuff that I've already seen. It was stuff that really just didn't really interest me. So, first off, Enzo Amore and Big Cass and their segment. I said it last week, and I'm going to stand by this. Big Cass is not really coming off as the star in these segments. Enzo Amore is coming off as the star. Enzo Amore is coming off as someone that I actually care about as a babyface. Big Cass is just bad as a heel. And not to say Cass sucks. I am just saying as a heel, he is bad. He is not good. He is doo-doo. I always felt Big Cass would be a better babyface than he would be a heel. And right now, he's proving it, because the thing about a heel that I always say is that if the fans agree with you with what you're saying, you're not being a heel. We know Enzo Amore has a big mouth. We know Enzo Amore talks a lot of crap. We know Enzo Amore doesn't get the job done. We all know this. But those are likable traits about Enzo Amore that we all can kind of understand and get behind, because as human beings, we're not perfect either. So when it comes down to it with Big Cass, I don't understand why he's saying these traits. We get these traits. We understand them. We agree with them. And we like Enzo Amore because of these traits. Why don't you attack him personal? Why don't you make it seem like there's a different reason why you turn heel on him besides the fact that he talks too much? We know this. This is why Enzo and Big Cass as a feud just is kind of lame. We know the reason why Big Cass turned heel, and we shouldn't really care all that much that Big Cass turned heel. We really honestly shouldn't. The opening segment was fine for what it was, but I'm a big prominent believer. If you're going to build an opening segment, you have to build around your main event. And then also, especially with the WWE, they always like to leave us on these cliffhangers, and then they don't even follow up with what happened the last night. What was the last match? Honestly, I can't even remember what was the main event of last week's Raw. Oh, yeah, it was the women's title stuff. It was all that women hoopla. Oh, give a shit about Sasha Banks winning the women's championship opportunity, and it's like they're in the middle of the card, and we just shouldn't care about it. That's pretty much what WWE did with the women. It's like, oh, you know, they main evented last week, but instead of kicking out the show with the Sasha Banks promo and, you know, giving the fans a reason to remember, like, oh, yeah, that's what I watched last, we're just going to kick it off with Enzo and Big Cass, which were in the middle of the show last week. The show construction is really bad for WWE, and it's something that's been bad for quite some time. Speaking of the women's stuff, let's just get that out of the way. The tag team match, it was standard. They did nothing to build like any sort of tension between Bayley or Sasha Banks. I'm tired of this whole like, oh, Bayley and Sasha Banks are happy for each other type of storyline. Because let's be real here, guys. Let's just be real. WWE likes to talk about how they're all about real life storylines and it being a reality type of thing. Bayley and Sasha should not be so friendly with each other. You guys should know, if you have female friends, girls sometimes get jealous over the most stupidest things. There's no reason why this storyline should suck so bad. It's like they didn't even try to hint or tease that maybe Bayley is like jealous of Sasha. No, they're just tag teaming just fine. And then freaking Alexa Bliss is teaming up with Nia Jax. What the heck? Why is she teaming up against the girl that could have been like the biggest threat to take her title? That right there just makes no sense to me. So really, to be honest here, what a waste there. And then, you know, Alexa loses, and then she cuts a silly promo on Charlie Caruso. What, is Charlie Caruso going to all of a sudden get a women's title match because you guys are so low? I mean, I like Charlie Caruso. I think she's very attractive. But other than that, I don't want to see this woman wrestle. And so then I was just like hoping there would be something to spark up Raw. Care Bear comes and he's like wanting to fight someone. Kurt Angle's like, well, you are going to fight Roman Reigns on Sunday. Care Bear's like, no, I want to fight someone now. And so he leaves. So I'm expecting, okay, I'm going to get a Care Bear match next. No, this shit doesn't happen until the main event. That's terrible show construction. You had it where like Care Bear comes out and he says, oh, I want to fight someone right now, so I'm going to go do that. And then he disappears, and then you don't see him until the end of the show. How does that make any sense, WWE? How do you think that this makes any characters look competent? It doesn't. It's dumb. So you just move on with the show, and then we get another Seth Rollins match against Kurt Hawkins, and it's like to the point where it's like, why? Why is it that every time I see Seth Rollins, he has to be wrestling? Why is it that I always have to see Seth Rollins wrestle? I already know as a fan that he's a good wrestler. What you need to focus on with Seth Rollins is not that he can do all these crazy kicks and flips. You need to get him a character. Right now, he's just some weirdo with the nickname the Kingslayer. What is he, the Kingslayer? It's like some Dungeons and Dragon nickname that he thought of. Like that's his Xbox Live gamer tag, Kingslayer with like the 3 instead of an E backwards and shit like that. What the hell? That's it. He's just the Kingslayer. Oh, he beat Triple H, so that's why he's the Kingslayer. Triple H lost at WrestleMania. We are now almost at SummerSlam. That is far in between a long time ago. You got to think of a better gimmick than just saying, oh, the Kingslayer is coming out. The Kingslayer, the Kingslayer. I don't care what Kings he slayed. He hasn't slayed any Kings yet. And when all of a sudden did Bray Wyatt become a god? Because after the match, Seth Rollins cutting his promo like, oh, well, Bray's going to realize he's not a god. When did Bray Wyatt become a god? When all of a sudden we were like, oh, Bray Wyatt's a god. Yep, I agree with that statement. No, it's stupid. And speaking of stupid, Bray Wyatt's promo, enough with these. Why does WWE, like another thing, why is Seth Rollins always wrestling when Bray Wyatt, all he does is cut promos? Like, I swear to God, this guy doesn't ever wrestle on the show. Everyone wants to talk about how, like, certain wrestlers don't wrestle on the show because WWE wants to protect how bad they are in the ring. That's what they do with Bray Wyatt. This guy does not wrestle on any of the shows. I have not seen this dude wrestle on any of the shows. All he does is cut a promo. He goes, look at me, man. Flashy graphics, man. Oh, everything's moving around, man. Oh, shit, man. I know what I'm saying, man. I'm the root of all evil, man. Everyone feels me, man. Like, oh, look at me. Everything's moving around, man. Everything's moving around. That's literally a Bray Wyatt promo. It's just disorienting. It's not fun to watch. Like for real. Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins feud. This feud is just such a filler feud because they, like, literally, it has no meaning behind it. It's just Bray Wyatt once again is like, well, I got to feud with someone once a month. So I choose Seth, man. You know what's sad, too? Seth and Bray Wyatt should be like a big-time feud. This should be a match we all should be excited for. But I'm not excited for this match whatsoever. I'm just looking at this match, and I'm saying to myself, this match is lame. Because it is. It's a lame matchup between Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt. It's such a lame matchup. Nothing good about this matchup whatsoever. And then we got the Miz Taraj crap. The Miz taking on Heath Slater. Sure, that was fine. Ambrose on commentary. I don't know why WWE thinks Dean Ambrose is funny. He's not funny. Stop trying to make Dean Ambrose into a goofy character. No one looked at Dean Ambrose as like he's a big character and stuff like that. But the best segment of the night and the segment you got to watch is once again another Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar segment. Funny how this works out. You had a sit-down interview, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, great, it's a sit-down interview. It's not going to be anything special. No, this was fire. You had Samoa Joe pretty much just call out Lesnar's punk ass, talk about how he's going to choke out Paul Heyman again, and was going to call out Paul Heyman too. And then Lesnar steps in. And then Lesnar goes, hey, look, kid, you're nobody. You're nothing compared to me. I am not afraid of you. And it was perfect. You had the right time for Brock Lesnar to speak. Brock Lesnar was great in this segment. He came off as some cocky, cowardly type of heel shit. The big bully at school that no one freaking likes. That's what Brock Lesnar came out as in this segment. It was great. Him and Joe were firing bullets at each other. It was good stuff. Brock Lesnar was being that bully. Like when Brock Lesnar name dropped all these guys. He's like, oh, I beat up The Rock and John Cena, and Samoa Joe's name dropping his guys like AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. You saw Brock shoot smug face like those guys don't compare to The Rock and Cena, and you knew that pissed off Samoa Joe because he felt like Lesnar was disrespecting him, and Lesnar has no right to disrespect Joe. If you're Samoa Joe, yeah, you should be pissed off because you choked him out last week. And the fact that Lesnar's acting all smug and cocky in his little room with his freaking stupid red belt, it should piss you off. And it makes you want to hate Brock Lesnar. This was good shit. Lesnar versus Joe was good. This is what I wanted in a feud between these guys. And they delivered. Good stuff. Samoa Joe, like, you know what? Screw this interview. Takes out the theme. Looking for Lesnar's punk ass. Lesnar's across the hallway, and they're about to fight. I wanted more, and I cannot wait. And I cannot wait for their match at the Great Balls of Fire event. And then, honestly, if WWE does not continue this feud after GBOF, they are stupid. This feud is money. This feud is interesting. I would rather have this than Roman Reigns going, I beat Strowman, believe that, I'm the big dog. Or fucking Care Bear going, I'm not done with you yet. I'd rather have these two feud than see the two freaking most dumbest characters on the show feud with each other. Oh, well, actually, they're not the most dumbest characters. It's the way WWE writes them. One of the more dumber characters, though, is Finn fucking Balor. Oh, Finn Balor. What's up, Isaac Rock, and what's up, Sav McFly? Finn Balor sucks. The fact that Cesaro challenged this guy, it made no sense to me. I was hoping I could go Raw without hearing yellow. I was hoping this, but nope. Here he came, and to save his bland-ass personality, because that's what Finn Balor has, is a bland personality, they had to have the Hardys save his ass again. Again and again and again. They had to have the Hardys save Finn Balor's boring piece of shit ass. Cesaro carried Finn Balor to a good match, and that's all I got to say about that. Elias Sampson's gold. I have nothing more to say about this segment. Anything with Finn Balor is just toxic to me. It's just nauseating, disgusting. I don't see the appeal in this guy right now. I'm glad WWE's putting him in a jobber feud. But you know who I see the appeal of that I feel like fans should be cheering and getting behind? While Finn Balor looks like an actual cruiserweight and looks like he should be holding that purple belt and being the face of that stupid division, I look at Neville, a guy who's yoked to the veins, definitely probably did some juice in his life, but that's neither here or there. And the guy is really fucking talented. He's really fucking good. He is the most underrated wrestler on the roster. He made me care about him in a match, which is Mustafa Ali. I don't watch 205 Live, nor do I care about the Cruiserweight division all that much. Really, the only Cruiserweights I care about in the Cruiserweight division are Cedric Alexander and Neville. If I'm going to be frankly honest with you, those are the only two people I care about, and it looks like they're going to have a collision course soon. The way Cedric Alexander is being featured and pushed, which is good. But really, to be honest, Neville is great. And I hope fans appreciate what we're seeing with him. And I hope fans soon get behind the Neville bandwagon, because I'll be on the Neville bandwagon. I'll be on that shit. I've always been a Neville fan. I've always liked the guy. I've always said the guy is really fucking good. Yeah, Jack Gallagher has been... Yeah, Jack Gallagher has disappeared, man. Yeah, but Neville... It's not the yo, Blue Knight. It's a yo! He goes, yo! That's what Finn Balor does. He does the yo! He does that during all his matches. I hate that guy. But yeah, no, Neville, I hope he gets the support from the fans soon, because all these other losers like Sami Zayn and what's his face, Finn Balor, like they get all this support, man. But Neville, for whatever reason, fans, they don't like supporting him as much. Sorry if I'm fooling around with the camera too much, guys, too. This is the new laptop, so I have to like change everything because it gets, I don't know, it it just gets all disoriented for whatever reason. The camera, it's like, oh, I can't wait for my desktop back. Then I don't have to move around too much and stuff like that. Plus, my camera settings will be good. But yeah. What the fuck ever happened to Grand Metalik? He didn't sign that deal. That's what happened to him, Draven G. Yeah, but Neville's really good. The main event, there was some interest in it, but at the end, I hated the last segment. And it's not because Care Bear was in it. No, it was just stupid overall. So Care Bear comes out after 2 hours earlier in the show where he said he wanted to fight someone. WWE, instead of following up with that to get people excited to see the idiot, they go for the main event with him. And he's fighting Apollo Crews because there was a segment where Titus O'Neil, with the Titus Worldwide Entertainment, he was telling Apollo Crews telling Apollo Crews' dumbass to go fight Care Bear. Oh, it's great, especially because like you see Apollo Crews' face during the whole segment. He's just like, and the Titus like, come on, you want to make a mark in this industry? I was like, oh, great shit. As long as Titus is on the microphone, I don't care. The guy's money. Apollo Crews, he may be bland, he may be boring as hell, but man, dude, at least Apollo Crews can sell good facial expressions, man. He has the facial expressions down. He just needs other stuff to his character. But Apollo Crews, yeah, he came out. Now, if Care Bear really wanted to challenge, he should have faced the GOAT, Kalisto. The guy that beat Care Bear, the guy who made Care Bear, the only man that's defeated Care Bear on Monday Night Raw, if I'm not mistaken, on 2017. He would have faced the GOAT. But, of course, Care Bear doesn't want to face good wrestlers. He'd rather face off. He'd rather face off against guys like Apollo Crews. And Sad McFly, how dare you say Kalisto's a jobber? How dare you? He's the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Yeah, man, but he didn't want to face Kalisto. He knew what would happen if Kalisto would have came out. That if Kalisto came out with his lucha thing, he would have been fucked. That's for sure. But Apollo Crews came out and they had a match. And for what it's worth, it was pretty solid. Care Bear got the win like he should have because he actually has a pay-per-view match and Apollo Crews ain't doing shit. Titus O'Neil got in the ring and he got his ass kicked. So it was really nice to see that Titus O'Neil cares about his clients. I would have booked it where Titus O'Neil said, like, fuck this. But it was nice to see Titus O'Neil care about his clients. But WWE was all like, no, we're not ending Raw like that. Because that would have been a decent ending to Raw. It wouldn't have been anything special, but it would have been a decent ending. It would have been like, hey, Care Bear is a beast. We already know this, and we're just reestablishing it. And this could be Roman Reigns' fate. Tunes into Great Balls of Fire. Well, WWE had to continue it. We see that the ambulance moves forward. Care Bear was like, oh, I wonder who could that be? And this is where Reigns and Care Bear get written to be stupid characters and why it's just so hard to get behind this feud. And I can understand why fans probably can't get behind any of these characters. First of all, with Care Bear, you book him like he's a babyface because he's going against really the #1 heel in Roman Reigns in the company. All right? So you book him against Roman Reigns. You have him face off against Roman Reigns like this, and he's going to get cheered because he's beating him up. You have him with Care Bear, who you establish is a pretty smart character because he could ambush Roman Reigns last week. Why is it that this guy, after he sees the ambulance move, he's going to check who the driver is? Now, okay, so what happened here? The guy who is the monster among men who sneak attacks people, now he is checking to see who is in front of the ambulance. How does that make any sense whatsoever? How are you established? You established he's a pretty smart individual last week. Now he's stupid and he's dumb. And then you have Roman Reigns, who looks like a total asshole. Seriously, he lets Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil get beat up and thrown into the back of the ambulance? Like, he could have come out and saved these guys. He's supposed to be the hero. He's supposed to be the baby face. Yet you're making him into a heel. I would get if Roman Reigns' character was established all along. He doesn't care about anyone else. He cares about himself. But he's the guy that comes out here and he always goes, this is my yard now. It's my yard. Honestly, Roman Reigns, if you really like your yard so much, I wouldn't let Care Bear do anything on your yard. Even have a match, I would have come out there immediately and beat him up. I would have teased Apollo Crews coming out, and as Apollo Crews and freaking Care Bear are about to fight, you come and you beat him up because you say it's your yard now. You say you have control of the yard. Why is it that WWE makes him so bad at keeping up with his yard? He needs to hire some landscapers because he is terrible at this yard. I'm seeing weeds grow in this yard. Like, straight up, I'm seeing weeds grow out in this yard. He's not taking care of it. You're making his character look stupid. You're making Care Bear's character look stupid. And yeah, their brawl was cool, but then they do a spot that could have been saved for the match. The spear off the end of the Titantron. That's a spot you saved for the match this Sunday. Why are you doing this now? Oh, so that way we can have an OMG moment. No. Like, straight up, this is not an OMG moment. This is stupid. You're not savoring a good spot that could be for a match. Because yeah, maybe the spot would have been predictable in the match, but that could have been a good spot. That could have been a good breather in that match. Now you just wasted it here on Raw. Wasted it. And it's stupid. You're making Roman Reigns' character look super bad. And then you're making Care Bear's character look super bad here. This is not how these guys become superstars. You want to build these two as superstars, but yet you're making them so stupid that people won't like them. Why would anyone like Roman Reigns? He let Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil get beat up for no reason. And yeah, sure, Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil are not like fan favorites that everyone loves and stuff like that. But for real, why would someone who is a babyface let other and Apollo are babyfaces? I don't know, but still, it's just like, oh my god, like, why would you do this? Why would you book Roman Reigns like that? It's so dumb. I can understand why certain fans don't like him from a character aspect because his character is stupid. I'm a Roman Reigns fan. I have no problem saying Roman Reigns is a terrible character. I just like him as a performer and as an athlete. I think he has a lot of potential. But when it comes down to it, what you're doing here with these two characters makes no sense, and it doesn't provide any interest for me wanting to see them fight for the Universal title, whether it's Brock Lesnar or Samoa Joe. Honestly, if you would have just ended Raw with Care Bear just looking dominant, that's fine. That is fine. That is just so that way you can remind us that at Great Balls of Fire, Roman Reigns' ass could be next. That is fine. But no, WWE likes to go the extra mile, and sometimes them going the extra mile is stupid. It really, really is. I gotta turn off this light, it's buggy. You know, some people may think, yeah, maybe I'm taking wrestling a little bit too seriously and shit like that. But when it comes to a TV show that I watch from a week-to-week basis, I want consistent results. That's all I'm asking for. I've always said it before, I'm not looking for the best wrestling show or the best show ever. I am just looking to watch something that's consistent from what you show me. From what you have shown me throughout the years, you are not consistent at all. The only consistent storyline you've had is Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar, which is rare to say because normally with Brock Lesnar, you're super inconsistent, but you've been consistent with him, continuing on with the Goldberg feud, the fact that Lesnar has some weaknesses. The only inconsistent character in that storyline is Samoa Joe, but you've done such a great job with him that you're kind of making fans forget of the inconsistencies you had with him in the beginning. But overall, though, Monday Night Raw, it was just a whatever show. I wouldn't say it was a bad show because here's the thing. Entertainment-wise, from an in-ring aspect, there were some good matches on this show. I've always said matches don't matter, but there are some times I was like, you know what, I'll actually watch this. Neville versus Mustafa Ali was fine. Freaking Finn Balor and Cesaro was fine. The main event was okay. You know, they provided some good in-ring value. The promo segments like the End Zone Cast one were okay. The main event segment was okay. Goldust had an okay segment. You know, there wasn't like a bunch of trash, but it just wasn't stuff where I was like, oh, I got to watch this from a week-to-week basis. It was just more of like, oh, that was fine for what it was. So I'm not going to say Raw was trash this week. You know, it wasn't as good as last week's Raw, but it was at least a decent outing. It didn't get me hyped up for the pay-per-view. The only match I'm hyped for is Joe versus Lesnar. Had a sit-down interview, George the Great, and it was really good stuff. Like, they were just yelling at each other, and Brock Lesnar was being a dick. You got to watch it, to be honest. You got to see how Brock Lesnar was in this segment, because Brock was really good in this segment. But overall, that's my thoughts on Monday Night Raw. What do you guys think of the show? Do you guys agree with me that you just thought the show was just kind of okay? Like I said, I didn't think this was like one of the more terrible Raws. Like if Raw was terrible, I would have told you, but you know, I didn't think it was that bad of an episode, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm going to take any questions now. So if you guys have WWE, NBA, NFL, whatever question, UFC, I know people are going to ask UFC questions, but yeah. But yeah, I skipped most of Raw tonight. I had to get on that Crash Bandicoot hype. Oh yeah, they released the original Crash Bandicoot video games. I got some new video games too, Draven G. I went on that 2-for-1 special at GameStop. So I got Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Titanfall 2, and fuck, dude, I always forget the other game. Forza Horizon 2. So those are great games that I got. So right now I'm playing Syndicate. And then I'll probably go to the Forza Horizon 2 and stuff like that. Chase, is Brock a heel or a tweener? Asked by Isaac Barak. He's really, to be honest, a tweener. It depends on who he's facing and how the other person's booked. But for the most part, Brock is a tweener. He's supposed to be a heel, but that ship has sunk. Have I heard the new Jay-Z? A little bit. It's all right. It's not his best stuff. Like, he hasn't done anything good since Watch the Throne, George the Great, and that's just my personal opinion. You thought Raw was shit, straight shooter? That's respectable. I can understand how you still on this shit episode. I just thought, from what I saw, it was passable. Nothing much, Aisha. Was Raw shit? It's been 3 months since I lost it. Last week's episode was. This one was just Like, it was just Like, the title of my video kind of tells you how I feel about it and stuff like that, but it was just an show. There was like nothing really special about it, like minus Joe and Lesnar and a couple of okay segments and a couple of okay matches. Oh yeah, and then Sheamus and Cesaro are going to take on the Hardys in a 30-minute Iron Man match. Oh my god. Oh god, why? And the Big Three basketball, I missed today's episode. I gotta catch up on it. Should Joe beat Brock to establish Joe? Yeah, they should do that. Balor says, Yahoo! I know, Yahoo! That's what he says. We've established that. That's what Finn Balor says. Lyrically it is, but the beats are terrible, George the Great. Like, some of the beats are just kind of off, at least in my personal opinion. Jay-Z has always been good with both. And sometimes some of his beats are up. I like 444 though. That one's okay. You gotta play Syndicate though, Draven G. They added this one thing. It's like the Spider-Man web shooters and stuff like that. It's really cool. It's like a freaking like grappling launcher, so it makes going through the city pretty fun and stuff like that. And also you get to play as two different characters. You play as a girl assassin who's more about stealth, and then a guy assassin who's more about beating people up. But it's just fine. The Hardys deserve so much better, yeah. Thoughts on Marco Fult's Summer League debut? I have not seen anything Summer League related, except for Jason Tatum's game-winning shot, because it was trending on Twitter, and I thought this guy did something stupid, so I clicked on it, and then it just turned out he had a game-winning shot. Oh, Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce? Well, that sucks. Matt Hardy will be broken soon? No. Has Great Balls of Fire grown on you, asked by Weston? Nah, not really. It's still a stupid name. Which time period does Syndicate take place in? In the 1800s, it takes place in Europe. Isaac Barak is very on Finn Balor. Well, I don't have title George the Great, so I haven't been able to listen to all the songs on the theme. Roman Reigns says, ooh, ah. It's like what's it called? What's that old McDonald had a farm? E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had Finn Balor. E-I-E-I-O with the Yahoo here, and the Roman says, ooh ah, like, you know, like that. It's like the old McDonald has a farm. E-I-E-I-O. Finn Balor says, yo, yeah, yeah, yo, yo, yo. Like, isn't that how Old McDonald goes? I can't remember, man. Oh, yeah, Kevin Durant was such a great pay cut. He still makes a shit ton from Nike and everything, so his pay cut's not that bad. I mean, but it ruins the league, like, really, to be honest. I mean, good for Durant, but once he stays on the team for, I think, 1 or 2 more years, then they have the bird rights on him so they can spend all the money. The big doc says, ooh, ah. How does Old McDonald go? I totally forgot how Old McDonald goes, man. I honestly forgot how Old McDonald goes. But you could really make an Old McDonald song on the WWE wrestlers. What's missing from this Raw is LeVar. Yeah, they need LeVar back. They mentioned him, but yeah. You haven't played Assassin's Creed game since Assassin's Creed 2. Come on, straight shooter. You got to play Brotherhood. Where do I think Gordon Hayward's going? Honestly, he's been quiet. I don't know how did the Jazz meeting go today. I haven't heard anything about that Jazz meeting. It must have went terrible if I haven't heard anything about it. They met here in San Diego, so we're gonna end up with the worst body in the end, Luger or Steiner. Steiner's body's still pretty damn good, so I gotta go with Luger. Luger has decrepit over time. If you had a wrestling company and would you draft with your last pick, Dean Ambrose or Finn Balor? Oh, Dean Ambrose, anyways. I would choose Dean Ambrose all the way. D'Angelo or Lonzo? Lonzo, because he can pass. And also he can score inside. D'Angelo has one of the worst scoring inside percentages of any point guard in the NBA, which is bad. I need someone that can at least score inside. So, yeah. I like D'Angelo more as a three-point shooter, but really, to be honest here, I like my point guards that can score inside. I know. I can't believe they still haven't had an Assassin's Creed game in Japan. Like, they went to Egypt for the origins. Like, wouldn't you think, like, why Egypt? Like, seriously, like, why not Japan for Assassin's Creed? It's so dumb. I would love if he goes to that, because I got some NBA videos that, like, I'm so pissed that I missed out on making some NBA videos, but my next NBA video, like, I'm going to go, by the way, if you guys don't know, I'm also going to go back to uploading, like, just regular videos. Mainly for the fact that I just don't want to always keep doing sometimes doing live streams. But live streams for live reviews and stuff, that's still going to be a thing. I'm still going to live review the pay-per-views and everything like that. But expect more wrestling commentaries hopefully in the future on this channel. And then definitely some NBA and NFL. I feel like the NBA and the NFL will kind of be a little bit more of what the original uploads are for. But I'm hoping he goes to the Heat so I can make my Celtics rant video that I've been wanting to do. Shout out to all the Timberwolves fans. Shout out to the Timberwolves Nation, man. I made videos about Paul George and Blake Griffin. Those videos haven't done shit, but, man, the Timberwolves fans in full effect. Shout out to you guys, man, coming out there and showing the support to that video. That was awesome, man. LaMelo Ball says, beat that ass. Beat that ass. Who's lazier, Titty Ambrose or Sakabura? Oh, is that Nakamura's nickname for you, Isaac Brock? Nakamura is pretty fucking lazy, man. He's pretty lazy. I'm not taking ladder bumps. I mean, he slept through a whole Money in the Bank ladder match. You got to tell me who's more lazier than that. Yeah, Cat's crazy. I'm looking forward to the Timberwolves this season, so. Sakabura. Well, why Sakabura? Is there an expiration behind that, Barack? I kind of want to know what Sakabura stands for. Whoa. The most stupidest sign is the Cavs getting Calderon. Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do, to be honest. Are you enjoying what they're doing with The Miz and Bo and Axel? No, it's kind of lame, The Miz Taraj. I don't get it, to be honest. I get it that the reason why they did it was because they didn't want to step on Mike and Maria Kanellis' toes, which is fine. But, like, I just don't get, like, Miz, Bo, and Axel, the Miz Taraj. Like, at this point, just tell Aaron Rex's dumbass to stop doing things my way with GFW. I don't even know if he's with that stupid company anymore. And get him back to be the Miz Dow. I would rather have the stunt double again than the Miz Taraj. Oh, just a Naruto character? Which character is that, Sakabura? Which character is that? I don't even remember that character. I used to watch Naruto back in the day, but not as much, man. It got too intense for me. I was just like, nah, this anime is getting way too annoying for me. Yeah, no, Shinsuke is just super lazy as of late, Cass Cray. It's pretty funny, actually. I give him props on it, to be honest. Like, seriously, he avoided a whole Money in the Bank match, man. He avoided a whole Money in the Bank match. How are you not going to give props to anyone for that? I've seen some of the fights, George, are great. Like, I've watched some of the fights, like, because, like, when I was like getting back into certain animes, my brother told me which fights to watch and stuff like that. So I watched some of the fights, but I haven't really watched the show. Oh, he's just a Naruto character? All right. Did I see Nikki Bella in the U.S. style bikini? Yeah, straight shooter. When it comes to my girl, Nikki Bella, of course I saw it. Chase, what were your thoughts on the Jeremy Lin era and Linsanity? That was fun. It was really fun to watch Jeremy Lin do all that crazy stuff. The best game was not even in New York. It was against Toronto where he hit that game winner. Oh, man, the Toronto fans were going crazy. Not even just rest holds, man. He's honestly just like kind of like letting people beat him up, and then he goes and he hits them, though. Why do you think Kalisto is the GOAT when Sakar beat up Sheamus, Simon Gotch, and almost beat up Jericho? First of all, that's Hunico, not the original Sin Cara. Second of all, Isaac Barak, Kalisto beat Care Bear in the garbage match, in the dumpster match. Anyone who beats Care Bear on Raw and embarrasses that jobber is a GOAT to me. Do I feel bad for Greg Oden never becoming a big NBA star like Kevin Durant? Not really. I don't feel bad for someone that makes more money for me anyways. He made more money than I ever did in my whole damn life, that I'm going to make in my whole damn life. Not really. I don't feel bad for the guy. He got his chance in the NBA. It sucks injuries happen, yeah, but I don't really feel bad for him. I haven't really heard any stories about Greg Oden. Greg Oden doesn't feel bad for himself. So, yeah. Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist is a good one. I really like that anime. Everyone loves Brotherhood. Everyone loves Brotherhood for whatever reason. I get Brotherhood is like more closer to the manga or whatever, but I always like the original Full Metal Alchemist. That's me. There is that Strowman fella. I don't call him by his real name. Like, there's 3 wrestlers that don't get called by their real names here on this channel, or their wrestling names. That's Care Bear Strowman, Garbage Man Eric Rowan, and Uber Driver, which is Sami Zayn. Skip the fillers, homie. They take up a lot of time. Just watch the canon episodes. I don't know what are fillers in Naruto. I don't watch Naruto. I just watch the fights. Like, I watch the Naruto fights. I don't watch like the whole show. The point when I stopped watching Naruto was that he went, like, him and this old guy, the guy who taught him how to like do the toad and stuff like that. That's when I stopped. I like when he got the toad. Like, he got like the guy who taught him how to do the toad stuff. They went on an adventure, and then Sasuke's brother was trying to kidnap him, and then Sasuke got his ass kicked by his brother, and then like he was pissed off because I stopped watching because like they met like that one girl that they want to make the leader of the village, and then like she's like no, and then Naruto had to learn how to do his signature move, and like he was training how to do it, and it was just taking too long. I was just like, man, this ain't no Dragon Ball Z. He ain't turning Super Saiyan anytime soon. Screw this shit. So I just stopped watching after that. But then, like, my brother, when I was getting back into anime, my brother was like, oh, you got to watch these Naruto fights. And I kind of understood what was going on. Like, because there was stuff, like, I would read stuff online. So I got the understanding. Like, I would read up on the manga to understand while watching. I like watching the fights animated. That's me personally and stuff like that. And also, I played, like, the Cyber Connect games that they had, like the Storm series. So I kind of understand what Naruto's all about without watching it. Like, I'm watching the Boruto that's currently going on. That one's good. That one's a fun little anime to watch for sure. But when it comes to Naruto, I mostly like the video games and the manga is what I've seen from it. I don't need to really watch the whole anime. I think there's like 800 episodes. I'm not even kidding when I say that. Yeah, Jiraiya. He's the one that got beat up by that guy that has like the fucking swirl eye, the Rinnegan, right? I think that's the name. The Rinnegan. Pain. That guy was a badass dog. Man, he fucked shit up. That was like my favorite villain of like the Naruto series. And at least I saw Pain. Yeah, like dude, like in Naruto, this dude named Pain had like 6 other dudes that he controlled with his eye, the Rinnegan. And this Rinnegan was like, it could do freaking everything, man. It could do freaking everything. It was bullshit how Naruto no-sold his offense. Like the Pain in Naruto fight was like Perfect Cell and Gohan perfected. Like Gohan and Perfect Cell is like a great Dragon Ball fight, but Pain and Naruto was Perfect Cell versus Gohan perfected. Like they hit the nail on the head with that fight. Because Perfect Cell and Gohan, it got to the point where Gohan was just too strong, and it pissed you off that Gohan didn't finish off Cell. You were just like, come on, cuh. Gohan, you just finished off Cell. Stop dicking around Gohan. And then Gohan's like, no, I'm not going to finish him. And then Cell comes back out of some bullshit necessity. And then we saw that stupid Kamehameha show. Oh, The Rock is on the Tonight Show? Oh, good for The Rock. Was he promoting Jumanji, Jamumbai, or whatever, or Ballers? Mojo Rawley, you know, he's not, I don't really review SmackDown enough to really see him. So, yeah. God is Triple H, yeah. Death Note's a good show. Yeah, that's a good anime. Well, I've been watching Jimmy Neutron on Hulu. What are your thoughts on it? And we will ever see you talk about things you enjoyed in your childhood. Well, you just got to ask about it, Weston. Jimmy Neutron was one of my favorite shows. I always liked Sheen and Carl, man, more than Jimmy. Jimmy, sometimes he did some stupid shit, man. But, man, Carl always like, nani, nani, nani. And then fucking Sheen was just a crazy fucker, dude. I always loved Sheen, man. Like, I was so pissed when they made Sheen's own TV show. Like, that shit was just terrible. Like, you don't give Sheen a TV show. Like, what are you doing with your life? Yeah, no, but Jimmy Neutron was a fun show. Like, man, there's shows that I enjoyed back in the day, Rugrats and stuff like that. I always tell people Tommy Pickles is like the realest gangster ever, man. Like, this kid had no chill whatsoever, man. He had no chill whatsoever. He didn't care if he was in a crib or not. He had that screwdriver. Man, shit was over. And, like, seriously, shit was over when Tommy Pickles threw out his screwdriver, man. When Tommy Pickles had a screwdriver and stuff like that, man, you were screwed. I love Fairly Odd Parents and stuff like that. Fairly Odd Parents was fun. I was never really big into SpongeBob. Like, I didn't hate SpongeBob. I didn't think SpongeBob was annoying. I just never really got into SpongeBob like that. Like I didn't get hyped when I was like, oh, a new episode of SpongeBob. I was just like, whatever. Kim Possible. That was another Disney. I know that's a Disney show, but that was like Kim Possible was like, and Proud Family are like some of my favorite Disney shows. Like, Proud Family used to make me laugh. Proud Family still makes me laugh to this day, man. That shit was hilarious. Bruh, Chase, do you remember Cold Lyoko? Dude, that show was great. Oh, yeah, that show was, oh my God, dude. That show was like, it was confusing to me sometimes, man. It really was. I didn't understand some of it, man. Like, there's some fucked up shit that was going on that show, man. You had a crush on Kim Possible? I mean, she was Ren from Even Stevens, so Christy Carlson Romano, so I can't blame you. I can't blame you, man. It's okay. But yeah, no, Kolioko was a weird show. I thought it was a weird show for the kids to watch, man. Like, sometimes the girls would be in their underwear and doing weird shit in that show. Yeah, man, Ultra Lord had to help Sheen. Yeah, no, but Jimmy Neutron's a great show, man. Like, that's the thing, man. These kids, like, some of their cartoons are good, but man, they don't remember the good times of cartoons, man. Oh, Fillmore, yeah, I remember Fillmore, dude. That show was pretty tight, man. Recess though, Recess was fun. Thoughts on Transformers 5? Oh my God. Transformers 5 was trash, y'all. I mean, dead serious. It was trash. It was like 3 movies into one. And you know what? At this point, if you guys are worried about spoilers, just leave the video now. Because I don't know why you would want to watch this movie when Wonder Woman is still in theaters, when you also have Baby Driver in theaters, Spider-Man Homecoming, Despicable Me. I mean, there's better movies than this shit. Baby Driver is great. I'll get to that in a moment. But when it comes to Transformers, holy shit, dude. It was 3 movies into one. It was the Autobots versus the humans, or the Transformers versus the humans. First of all in a Michael Bay movie, man. Only in a Michael Bay movie, Transformers are banned everywhere except for Cuba. In Cuba, the Transformers are allowed to run around and cause a muck and play soccer and stuff like that. So you have the Transformers versus the humans as one of the main plot points in the movie. Then Cybertron coming to invade Earth and then the last nights, like straight up. That was literally what they had. And you know what? I gotta show you all this, okay? So you guys are gonna get poster. That shit that I just showed y'all in my mom's room. It was terrible. Oh yeah, War of the Planet of the Apes comes out, man. Yeah, no, that Transformers poster was terrible. But yeah, no, like seriously. And then like the government's like, what's it called? They're making deals with Megatron and everything like that. Like they're like, oh yeah, Megatron is a good guy and stuff like that. You know, like Megatron's a good person. It's ridiculous and everything like that. Like the movie was just stupid. It was just dumb. Horrible movie. Don't even watch, man. Like Optimus Prime's riding a three-headed dragon. I'll tell you this: the beginning of the movie is King Arthur. I had a guest at the movie theater that I work at come up to me and ask me, am I watching King Arthur right now? Is this the RAW movie? And I told him, nope, this is Transformers. It's dumb. Baby Driver's a great movie. Go watch it. Soundtrack's awesome. Jamie Foxx is a great villain. That's all I really got to say about the movie. It's a great movie. Don't doubt greatness. Just watch greatness. I'm excited for Do You Remember Now Again? Because I'm coming home again. Maybe we can start again. Spider-Man this weekend. I don't know why they don't use the Kanye West Homecoming song. It's just like, I guess like when you say Shy City, like he says Shy City, but you can have Kanye say New York and stuff like that. Yeah, there's no story in this movie. It's just a bunch of junk. This another House of Horrors. Which one? Oh, was my camera part of House of Horrors? Yeah, I made a new move, guys. My bad on that, man. I wanted you guys to see the Transformers poster. I don't know if you guys saw that goofy poster, but that poster was bad. Michael Bay never had magic, Aisha. He struck gold once. Thoughts on Cross versus Asuka last week? It was fun. I'll give it that. But I knew Asuka was not going to lose because she's the future, man. Like, she's never going to lose. So I was just like, I didn't really care that much because I already knew. Because like it was just kind of like you knew she wasn't going to lose the match. So you're just like, why should I really care? Am I going to watch Dunkirk? It looks interesting. Like, actually, the low-key sleeper movie that I've been kind of interested in, that everyone's been giving shit to. First, I gave it shit. But I've been what's it called? I've been like looking forward to a Valeria, I think it's called Valeria. So yeah. As you okay? It's Oscar. Okay. That's how Oscar sucks. Yeah, Dunkirk looks interesting, but I'm gonna watch that Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Trek, Star Wars Love Fest known as Valeria, based off the comic books. So, Kingsman 2, yeah. No, that movie I'm gonna watch regardless. I'm just saying, like, the sleeper movie for me is that Valeria. I think that one might be good, but then again, I have bad choices. But sometimes I'm right about sleeper movies. Sometimes I'm like completely wrong about sleeper movies, but. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, the emoji movie, that looks terrible. That looks honestly terrible, especially because now it's like solidified that it's a kids movie. Who's worse, Balor or Uber driver? Balor, because he was a world champion at one point when he shouldn't have been, and Uber driver is never going to be a world champion, so that's good. Anyways, guys, the stream has gone on long enough. Like I said, I've been having to try to, end these streams at a reasonable time. And this seems like a reasonable time. We answered some questions. I had a botch with the sound, and we reviewed Raw. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Likes very much help out with the search results, as you can see with my TNA review. So give that video a big old thumbs up and give this video a big old thumbs up. Give all my videos thumbs up, damn it. You guys want to hang out with me after the stream? Just ask for the link in the live chat, and I'll send it to you via Twitter and stuff like that. So thank you guys very much. Hope you guys have a good one. And that's all I got to say. Peace out. Bye. Oh, yeah. And just like Brock Lesnar, sometimes you don't have to give a shit. And always... fuck Finn Balor. Yo!